Hi guys, I wanted to pop on tonight because I wanted to talk to you real quickly about what you can expect moving forward starting tomorrow with our first four-phase complete 28-day cycle of Before the Fork. So I have my book here, and I don't know that I like this little filter that we've got going on here, so if I can, I think I'm going to turn it off. There. Y'all don't need to see my eyes twinkling and all that nonsense. Okay. So I wanted just to go over briefly what you could expect over the course of the next 28 days. And I want to apologize, but this is how it's going to be. My house is very noisy, very unpredictable. I never know who's going to come and who's going. I don't know whose eyeball that is watching, but I'm glad you're here. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would get the book out and just kind of briefly go over with you where we're going to be starting. So hopefully you have read through page 140. It ends right here at the 6 pillars right before we launch into the 4 phases. So if you have a good background and you've read through and you understand the 6 pillars, now we're going to start putting it into practice, and that's going to start tomorrow morning. I'm just going to pop on and kind of go over what it is that you can expect. Now, I have this broken into phase 1 being a 3-day phase. And the reason I did that is because I think when you're launching into a new nutritional program, you need at least 3 days to wrap your mind around what you're getting ready to go through. So for instance, I mentioned yesterday, or the day before yesterday rather, to you that I'm going to be doing slow carb for the next 28 days. It's a very, very rigid eating regimen. It's tighter than anything I've ever done. And really, I'm just playing with it. I'm just having fun with it. I want to experience a full 4-phase cycle, and I want to commit to the slow carb for the 28 days. So it's going to be challenging. Every first that you're going to be experiencing in the nutritional platform that you've selected, I'm going to be experiencing through slow carb because it is a very, very small food world. So it's going to be brand new to me. So I'm going to be experiencing everything you are. But I give the first phase 3 days. And in that 3 days, you have the opportunity to do a couple things. And I'm going to go over kind of what you can look to do tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And your true nutritional platform will launch on Saturday. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to get familiar with all the parameters of your chosen nutrition platform. So I don't care if you're doing Weight Watchers. I don't care if you're doing Jenny Craig, a home delivery service. I don't care if you're doing keto, although I have a couple opinions about keto because I know it's incredibly trendy. So I'll be sharing what I think is kind of an insider view on keto. But again, I don't care what you've selected, but you must take responsibility to know your rules. What are the nutritional parameters that surround that nutritional platform? You have to realize that any diet that you select can be successful, but can you live with it for the rest of your life? Now, like I told you, I'm going into my first 28-day 4-phase program with y'all with a nutritional platform that isn't intended to last the rest of my life. I'm 80-20. I really just want to experience the results and how it shifts my body composition on the slow carb diet. So that's why I'm choosing it. So really familiarize yourself with your nutritional platform. The second thing that you need to do is clean out your cupboards. Okay, go ahead. The first 3 days, the first phase, clean out your cupboards. I'm going to go over this again tomorrow when I visit with you. I just kind of wanted to set you up so that if you didn't get your house in order prior to tomorrow morning, you don't feel as if you've missed out on this 28-day 4-phase cycle that we're getting ready to go through. You do have those 3 days in phase 1 to prep and get ready for what we're going to launch into. So prep your house, okay? It is so important because let me tell you, when your blood sugars drop, when you become tired and fatigued from decision making, which is a real thing, It is a super real thing. Willpower and decision making is a finite resource within our mind. So once you've expelled all that you have for that day, you become extremely vulnerable to temptation. So we want to safeguard ourselves through that vulnerability by preparing our environment. Safeguard your house. What snacks are you allowed to have? When are you going to schedule your meals? What time are you going to eat? What is that going to look like? The more you know, and the more you can eliminate your having to make decisions on the fly during this first phase of this program, even the second phase of the program, the safer you're going to be and the more success you're going to experience. And success begets success. So when I teach you how to celebrate the small little milestones, you'll start to look for the successes rather than the failures in your life. Okay? So your environment, super, super, super important. The next thing you need to do is prime the people that you care about the most. Prime the people in your life that are going to be influential in your success or failure, that can either support you or sabotage you. Prime those folks for what you're getting ready to do. Let them know that you really would like their support in whatever capacity they can lend it. Never expect too much out of the ones you love and the ones that are in your household, okay? They love you unconditionally, and remember this 28-day cycle may not be something that sets comfortable with them. So just do your best to balance and to prepare the people in your environment that you're getting ready to do something that's very important to you, and you hope that they would respect that and support you in whatever way that they can. Remember that when you are depleted during this 28-day process, and what I mean by depleted is you're tired, you've been making these new decisions. Listen, building neurotransmitters in your mind, unwiring, rewiring things in your mind takes a tremendous amount of energy. So when you start feeling vulnerable, when you start getting snarky or impatient, or you're starting to feel your knees getting weak underneath you and you're wanting to give in to that temptation, go to sleep. Take a rest. Recharge yourself. Drink some water. Step away. But the most important thing is allow yourself enough rest. And what's going to happen in that resting period is your neurotransmitters and your supportive hormones are going to re-up. So you're not resting out of physical exhaustion. You're resting out of chemical exhaustion. Think about it like this. You know when a little 2-year-old throws themselves down in a grocery store and they begin, making completely unreasonable demands and they're just really melting down? They're not terrible children. They're depleted. Whatever neurochemicals that they have in their mind that support good behavior, they're gone and they need a rest. And you lay that little baby down, you make them take that rest, and when they wake up, they're a different child. You're no different than that. So allow yourself that little bit of extra rest time. Okay, what else do I have to kind of highlight you here? So remember, phase 1 is going to last 3 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's when you're preparing your environment. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, safeguard yourself, prepare your mind, wrap your mind around all the intentions of your new nutritional platform. What does it look like? You might be counting calories. There's so many varieties. But the reason I want to leave that wide open is because as we move through this, I want everyone to share their nutritional platforms. What are you doing and what are you doing? And let's start talking about this, because I want you to understand that Before the Fork supports every nutritional platform out there. This is not the diet. This is the way to incorporate the new nutritional program into your life successfully and from a position of strength and love and joy, so that all of those changes that you're getting ready to go through are tethered to those very emotions, and that you don't make your changes in life tethered to resentment, frustration, and anger. that's not a good place to be tethered to. But we can make a slight shift in perception and tether you to all of the life affirming hormones that are found when you make these changes through green zone living. So hopefully you have read through page 140. I'm not going to take up much of your time tonight at all. I just wanted you to know that if you haven't quite landed on the diet yet, if you haven't safeguarded your house, it's okay. Because tomorrow we're going to dive deeper into setting yourself up for success. And then Saturday morning is when what goes on your fork will be changed. Until then, we're going to be preparing our mind, preparing the soil of our home, and just priming ourselves to go through your first full 28-day 4-phase cycle. So we have 3 days in phase 1, then we launch into phase 2. Phase 2 lasts about... let me see, what is phase 2? How long does phase 2 last? About 10 days. Phase 2 is about 10 days. And then we'll move into phase 3. And then, of course, finally to phase 4. So I love you all very much. Thank you for tuning in to me tonight. Invite your friends. All they have to do is ask to be part of the Before the Fork discussion group. And, of course, I will accept them. It would benefit them to have the book. But if they don't have the book, that's totally okay. I think we're going to have enough discussion here that we may either entice them to buy the book, or you can share some of your insight from the book with them. Okay, y'all have a wonderful night. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. I'm not committing to times. Just know that it will be a morning time and an evening time. I'll try to make the morning as early as possible so that you have it to launch into your day. And the evening will really just be when my day kind of wraps up. So, okay, that's it. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for day 1 of our 28-day transformation. Talk to you then. Bye.